New York City had hair, her hair would be curly. More and more women are choosing to ditch their hair straightener and redefine beauty standards by embracing their natural hair texture and curl pattern. However, curly hair, it requires its own special type of care. So what should you know before heading to the salon? Apparently a lot. Our next guest is here to help, and he calls himself the king of curls, El Rey de Risa. Miguel Ortiz owns 2 salons in New Jersey, one in Elizabeth and one in Union, and he's been helping curly girls embrace their crowns through his precision cutting technique. Mi amor.
Yes, Marisol.
So nice to see you.
Gracias.
Our models, Sierra, and I already forgot, and Alana. I hope my sister's watching. She has super curly hair.
Right.
Couldn't figure it out until much later because you didn't find people who really specialized in curly hair. How many people went to the Dominican spot uptown to get a blowout?
Exactly.
Right.
But now they're ditching the blow dryer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And going curly, going with the diffuser now.
Going with what you were born with. So talk to us. You do something specific.
Yes.
Tell us what the technique is and how it works.
Well, it's called precision curl cutting. I use one of my tools. I got my holster here.
Wow,
guys.
he's a whole holster.
Yeah, I got the holster.
Holy, how much? This thing is heavy. Oh no, it's light. Okay, so you have your tools.
I have my tools here.
Yeah.
And I use what I call a curl divider.
Okay.
Right? And with this, I take small sectionings of the hair in order to create the design.
Okay.
Right? And what design and what shape is ideal for each of our clients.
Now, question for the audience. When you have curly hair, should you cut it wet or dry?
You know what? That's a good question. Most stylists, curl stylist artists, they do cut the hair dry, although you have a few that do it wet. But every stylist is creative in their own way. So, but most of us do it dry.
Do it dry.
Yes.
And is that because dry, you know the texture, and wet you can sort of pull it. And
exactly. Wet it kind of extends it a little bit, but I feel that I'm better creating shape when the hair is dry, and we see as we create that shape, we see what we have as we do, as you can see right here in both of our stylists.
Tell us what you did to this hair, because I thought hair coloring was a no-no for curly girls.
You know what? Before they had like the very strict with curls, like, oh my God, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, of course not. As long as you are taking care of the hair, maintain it healthy. Remember how I was saying about drying your hair with the diffuser? But as long as you are doing the right things to it and not blow drying, although occasionally everybody blow dries here and there because we do want to change, right? But overall, we have to keep it healthy. So it's okay to color it. It's okay to highlight it a little bit.
Look at the before and after.
Yes. Look at that.
Dios mío.
Amazing, huh?
Wow.
Yes, preciosa.
Very much so.
Yes. Yes,
and this is easy. So, because here's the thing. In the salon, we look like supermodels, and then we get home and we're like, okay, day 4. Now I look like a disaster.
Right. But there's always a method to keep it up throughout the week. Like reapplying products, spraying a little bit with hair, diffusing a little bit. All this come into play, even how you sleep, Marisol. Yes.
Silk.
Silk bonnet, silk bonnet, silk pillowcase, satin pillowcase. These things maintain the hair nice because cotton pulls. Right. So in the middle of the night, it's also good for they say that it's good for the skin.
Anti-arruga, anti-wrinkles. Okay, tell us what is going on in this hair, because no 2 curls are created equally.
You know what? That is so true. I see curls every day, and it's just amazing how different they are. Or they all are. It's hard to say, you know what, that curls look like mine, that one looks like mine. No. So in this situation, that's why it's so important to have somebody that that cuts curly hair. Because there's so many textures, and now you see we're all getting together. There's an Asian, there's a Black American, we're all together. They're creating more curls. So this beautiful hair right here, it's a beautiful texture. She also has color as well, but look at her shape. I'll call this shape La India.
La India. Okay,
yeah,
I love that.
I have different names for each shape.
Of course you do. I love it.
Yes. So this shape right here is ideal, especially when you're blowing it out. It just comes out forward this way, and it face frames her face. It gives you just a beautiful look at that.
It's beautiful.
It's beauty.
I mean, these 2 girls are both gorgeous. What about bangs with curly hair? I feel like this is very polarizing. Women with curly hair think, oh, I can't get bangs.
No, no, you know what?
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. Enjoy it. Eventually they'll grow out, and then you could just
Right.
put it right to the side like we
Okay,
did right here.
right.
So it's okay. Yeah, it even makes you look a little younger.
A little younger. Oh my
Yes.
God, cut bangs. I'm
Yes.
actually trying to
You
grow.
know,
I'm
but you
trying
have
to
bangs
grow them.
yourself, no
I know.
wonder.
I'm
I
trying
was
to
like,
grow
you
my
know what?
bangs out. It's my bangs were very polarizing. Question.
Yes.
When you have curly hair, air dry it, blow dry it.
You know what? You go online right now, and you're gonna see
12
10
different answers.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then most of it says, you know what, it's okay to air dry. That is absolutely false, guys. Most of the time, you want to diffuse because the hair absorbs the products and makes it healthy every time. Oh no, curly hair is easy. No, it takes work to get it this healthy. You see these?
Yeah.
This healthy.
This is very
this
healthy. These are two healthy heads of
Yes.
hair.
So diffuse with warm setting,
air.
medium setting.
Product.
That's going to absorb. Hey, oh, you went to the Dominican salon. Mira, te voy a poner en la secadora, right?
Right. You put the old school, yeah.
Right, but that's why you get into the dry with
Under
your
the
treatment, because your
dryer.
hair absorbs it.
Man, how often should we be washing our hair?
Once,
And especially curly hair.
once, maybe twice a week, depending on
Yeah.
what your day-to-day look
The
like.
girls are nodding their heads. Once or twice a week? Yes. Once, and that's it. And don't wash at night. Why not?
Because most likely you're tired, you know, all this, it's high density.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to dry this hair. So more than likely you're going to sleep with your hair damp. And if it's damp, it's wet.
If
and
it's
if it's
damp,
wet,
it's
then
wet.
you're drying.
If it's damp, it's wet, and then your mother says, you're going to get sick, which is false. You're not going to get sick with wet hair,
No,
but regardless.
Regardless. What do we want to leave wet? No. Dry it.
Dry it.
Yes.
Product once a week.
That's right.
Holy smokes.
You know-
We're gonna post all of these to our website because you gave us
Please do.
fantastic
Give all these
information.
women all these tips,
Yeah.
please.
And thank you for doing what you do because curly-haired people unite for once, right?
That's right.
You can learn more about Joe Miguel and his salon services on his website at joemiguel.com.